G'day friends, I hope you're all having a most excellent day. In this video we're going to take a look at turning a stack of old magazine ads into monstrous illustrations using gouache and ink. You see, when I was a young whippersnapper, ankle high to an aphid, I used to love drawing all over magazines and newspapers with a ballpoint pen, giving celebrities scars, eye patches, vampire fangs and so on. Hours of fun. So, when I was cleaning up the studio a while back, I found a stack of old magazines and decided to revisit the idea. This time trading the humble ballpoint pen for some squishy tubes of gouache. Turns out this is still a whole lot of fun. I strongly recommend giving it a crack. Now, I'm going to be using my telepathically controlled fleshy man hands for this project because they're slightly more dexterous than these claws of mine. They look a bit funny, but you'll get used to it. So, let's check out a few of the results, shall we? Battle dress. This was one of the first images I tackled. I cut her out of the magazine and glued it to a nicer sheet of paper. Watercolor paper, I think it's about 300 GSM. I don't remember what the ad was for. I think that stick thing in her hand was once an umbrella, from memory. But I decided to turn this beautiful lady into a fearsome Cyclops warrior. Because. So I sketched on a new face and some armor, and I got to work with the gouache, painting over her original skin color with a sickly yellow, so I could give her a monstrous facelift. Gouache, in case you didn't know, is essentially an opaque watercolor paint. It can be thinned down with water and behaves much like a traditional watercolor. Or, if applied in thicker consistencies, you get a stronger coverage. It dries with a matte finish and has been used by humans for a very long time. In fact, most commercial illustrations or advertisements back in the days before Photoshop were most likely painted in gouache, so it seemed appropriate to use it for this project. I chose to do all the black outlines using an Indian ink and a brush after all the paint had dried. That way the lines would be nice and crispy. And that's about it for this lady.
Suave, dude.
This guy had that typical vacant stare that every suit model has, and the obligatory well-groomed 5 o'clock shadow, so that, of course, had to go. I thought it would be kind of interesting to have nothing but teeth and gums below his designer threads, so that's what I gave him. I also chucked some floating eyeballs up top so that he could see. Don't ask me how that works biologically, I just thought it looked interesting at the time. That's what's so great about art. Biology, physics, none of these things matter. Just do what you feel. Enjoy. Have fun.
The man.
Now, why do supermodels always pose with a limp hand hovering somewhere near their face? Or with their spindly fingers draped across the corner of their lip? It's always perplexed me. And then when I was looking at this image, I realized it's probably in case their mask starts to slip, they can grab it quickly and readjust so no one sees what's underneath. Yes. And what else? Oh, I also used some textures and what are these things? Sharpies and some white ink pens, ink gel pens for some highlights here and there. Yes, that's about it for this one.
Zombie girl.
I really like this lady's hair. It's all foofy. So she kind of reminded me of like a 1950s housewifey type lady. And I thought, well, let's turn her into a zombie. Why not? So we go in there and we slice up some of her limbs and reattach them with some stitches, show some bony bits poking out, readjust the face so it looks more skeletal. And, yeah, I've got her sitting on this kind of weird pier thing that's not at all in perspective, but whatever, you get the idea. And then underneath there's some other zombie hands clawing their way out of the swamp. She's like a zombie queen. And yeah, that's about it for her as well. So there you have it. A handful of magazine ads, monsterfied by yours truly. And that was quite good fun. I think I might do that again sometime. In the meantime, I suggest you give it a crack. It's a good way to recycle some of those magazines you've got lying around. And it's a fun way to pass the time. A good creative exercise. And that's it. So go now, make something, do it, you'll feel better, and yeah, it's good for you. Enjoy.